Okay, we're recording. So I'll welcome people first, and then we'll dive right in. Welcome to the Compassion series. This is the first of three, where Sylvia DeSantis and we met this past summer at a retreat, and we had instant friend love. And when everything started to happen in a very short period of time, everyone's lives have been completely altered and shifted. We were starting to have conversations about, well, what tools, can we offer people, and let's collaborate. So I'm blessed that she reached out and asked me to co-collaborate with her in her amazing work. So we're hoping to just be able to offer tools. You'll be able to get information. I'm not going to go into detail who I am and what I do in the world, because we'll be sending links to our respective websites and other information about our work in the world through the email that you'll get with the recording. And I'll just pass it over to Sylvia, and then we'll dive right in.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I want to start by saying thank you everyone who's joining us today and those who are joining us in the recording. We're so glad to be here and be of service to you. I think that's really our main agenda. I want to say thank you to Rachel and also to Mike, who's helping us out. And Rachel's an amazing person, and I feel absolutely blessed to have met her and know her. So it goes both ways. Friend love goes both ways. She's a really special person. I'm going to try to do this without crying, because that's not part of our agenda today. Anyway, we're going to start with, Rachel's going to open us up with a short meditation, I believe. And then we're going to go into what we're calling today self-Reiki. And I'm just going to say a few words about that, just so we can move a little bit seamlessly through our workshop today. For those of you who are not familiar, Reiki is a form of energy work. It's something very similar to, if not necessarily in practice, then certainly in philosophy, to other energy work modalities that you may also be familiar with, things like shiatsu, which is going to be in our, I believe, third class in our series, reflexology, which is next week. But it's also similar to things like acupuncture, acupressure. The beauty about Reiki is that Reiki's power is inherent in all of us. We don't need special tools. We can have training. Training certainly helps with focus and efficiency, but it's not necessary. We all already hold this healing power within, and that is the beauty of Reiki, and that's what I want to share with you today. It is a holistic modality, so that it really works on the entire body versus just pinpointing a symptom necessarily. It can help alleviate different symptoms. There's Reiki that we can do for upset stomach or headache or things like that, but it's really something lovely and beautiful that addresses the body as a whole, the body as one. And there's a lot I could say about Reiki, about its history, and it's being used currently in European hospitals and clinical settings, but that's not really what I want to talk about today. I want to get right into the beautiful part of this, but I will just say today's session really is helping you focus on raising your self-efficacy, and what I mean by that is your ability to self-heal. It's something that we all hold within ourselves, and I think it's something that tends to get eroded when we have to engage what we consider, the indecencies of illness, or especially if we're a caregiver or if we are a healthcare provider or practitioner. We tend to forget that we do have this healing bounty inside of us. And that is a literal healing bounty. It is an electrical charge. That's why we can get EKGs when we have issues with heart or other things. We are electrical beings, and Reiki harnesses that pulse in an energetic way and just refocuses it back on ourselves so that we can feel whole and better and more complete. And so, just to give you a little bit of background, also I invite anybody who has any questions about any of this, and you'll get the information after the workshop, to please feel free to question, email, PM, anything like that. So I hand this back to Rachel, and we will jump right in.
Sure. And I'm going to invite, I think, Sylvia and Jen to mute yourselves and then unmute. So Sylvia, you'll unmute yourself when I'm done with my centering, and I'll ring a little bell so you'll know when I'm done. And you might want to switch your screen to active speaker. if you choose to, or you can sit and look at all of us because it's nice to see everyone's faces. So doing what feels right for you, always. All right, so we'll do a little centering to prepare us to receive this beautiful ancient system of healing that is available to us during these times. And again, any of you that are on the call or receiving a recording, you know, these are also tools that are meant to be for yourself, but also shared widely in your respective communities. So here, wherever you are, inviting yourself to find a comfortable seat. You might just notice your surroundings. You might, you know, just look around the space that you're in. And then if you like, you can center and softly focus your gaze or close your eyes. And invite yourself to just feel your body in space and time. Maybe make some micro movements. Notice if there's any movement that your body wants to explore before we anchor ourselves in a still point. You might notice the head or the neck or the shoulders, any areas that you habitually might carry tension. And then lengthening your spine up through the crown of the head. You might even explore moving the shoulders around a little bit. And just noticing, again, if any of that movement and shift has changed anything for you, if you're noticing anything different just from that little tiny shift in awareness. And then noticing the rise and fall of your breath before you shift or alter it in any way, just witnessing the in-breath, the out-breath. The breath is our indicator of being alive. It is also a tool that we can bring intention to that has the potential to be supportive. We can shift and alter our breath, which sounds like such a simple thing, but it has profound implications because even in the face of uncertainty, we have the power to shift our state of being just by altering our breath. So there's a lot of power in that tool. So for our intents and purposes for this session, I'll invite you to explore a breath cycle that's perhaps slower than you normally breathe. And preferably we'll do that in and out through the nose, but if that doesn't work for you, you can obviously use a combination of nose or mouth, just breathing in and out through your mouth. So on your next available inhale, just bringing a little bit more air in as you breathe in. Invite the breath to slowly and fully release as you breathe out. And the next breath arises, bringing a little bit more air in as you breathe in. And releasing as you breathe out, fully letting go. This breath is this breath. If you've ever sat and watched a newborn breathe, or if you've ever sat vigil with someone who's dying, you can see that the universe can be contained in one breath cycle. So as you breathe in, invite that sense of expansion on the inhale, sense of letting go and releasing on the exhale. Noticing where you feel that breath in your body. We'll take one more deep breath in together, inhaling and exhaling, preparing ourselves to receive. And if you like, you can rub your hands together and slowly open your eyes and open your heart in the space of receiving compassion for yourself. Sylvia, to you.
Thanks, Rachel. That was beautiful. We're going to start this very, very gentle practice with continuing slow breathing. I want to share with you as we begin, just very briefly, the Reiki Principles. Just for today, I will not anger, I will not worry, I will be grateful. I will do my work honestly, I will be kind to every living thing. And that is simply a set of tenets to help guide you. We won't meet all of those tenets every day because we're not perfect, because we're human, but they are beautiful and they can be a comfort as well. So before we begin, I'm going to ask you to take a few deep breaths with me. We're going to do 4-4 breathing, square breathing between each position that we hold. But for now, we're just going to start with some deep breaths, and then we're going to rub our hands just to get the energy flowing. So a deep breath in and a simple breath out, maybe with a sigh. And a deep breath in and a breath out with a sigh. And then we're going to rub our hands. This is a very simple way to get the energy flowing. Now, as we're doing these holds, I want you to think about intention. As Rachel mentioned, there can be an entire world in one breath. We're going to think about intention. And as we're breathing in during these holds, we're going to see that breath moving through our arms, through our lower arms, through our forearms, through our hands, and into that part of the body where we're holding and gently touching. So first position is going to be on our crown. So very gently. Very gently. We're going to start at the top. Just a simple placement right at the top of the head. And we're going to breathe slowly. And envision that energy going through our arms, traveling up and right into our crown so that it makes a lovely cycle. And we're going to hold this position just for about a minute. Just relax into it. You might notice the temperature of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. You might notice the weight of your hands on your head. And if this gets uncomfortable, you can always let your hands slide down and still have intention that the energy is up here. So don't feel compelled if you can't hold the position. But if you can, just do your best with it. We're going to breathe into this position, into this crown. Pouring all that beautiful healing energy into the top of our heads, into our crown chakra. If you have thoughts that are distracting, just let them dance past. It's okay. Have a thought, take a look at it, give it its minute, give it its second, and then just let it go. Think about feeling the heat from your hands as they sit on top of your head. Think about that light pressure and that breath cycle that you're pushing back into your body through your crown. And we're just going to keep breathing deeply and slowly. Breathe at your own pace. See if you can slow it down a little bit more. And then we're going to remove our hands and take a moment to do a counted breath. So we're going to square breathe between each position. So we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and release for 4. Again, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and release for 4. In for 4, Hold for 4. And release for 4. Okay. Onto our next position. What square breathing does is it lets your body come back into stasis. It slows your heart rate, slows any anxiety or panic in the body. So it's a nice way to cushion between these holds. We're going to move now slowly, and we're going to cover our eyes very, very gently, just cupping our face, the front of our face, very, very gently. Notice the heat coming from your hands. Notice the tips of your fingers on your forehead, the heat as it's moving into your eyes, the gentle pressure of your thumbs as they rest on your cheekbones. And we're going to do the similar breathing that we did. We're going to breathe in, pushing that energy, pushing those white balls of light through our arms, visualizing those white balls of light, white balls of breath coming through our arms, entering into our eyes and our face, making a beautiful, gentle cycle. We're just going to breathe slowly with our visualization. This is also a wonderful hold for those of you who spend all day at the computer, which these days many of us do. It's an excellent relaxation for your eye muscles. So we're breathing in, feeling that energy move along our arms, down our arms, past our elbows, forearm, wrist, hand, palm. Gently, gently moving into our face. Notice the heat on your face, the gentle pressure on your face. This is you reinvigorating your own body through your own healing power. And a few more deep breaths. We're going to gently remove our hands and open our eyes to the light. And we're going to square breathe again. So in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. And out for 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. In for 4. Hold for 4. And out for 4. Once more, in for 4. Hold for 4. And out for 4. We're now going to do our third placement. If you can, I want you to reach behind your head so that one hand is at the top of the back of your head and the other hand is beneath it. So you're cradling your head just above the top of your spine. Now you may not be able to hold this for a very long time, so just do your best with it. And if you can't hold it, you can always drop your hands down to your shoulders with the intention that you are working on your head, because the energy is still flowing in that area. So no worries if you have muscular weakness or you can't hold it. And we're going to do similarly. We're going to breathe in and envision that ball of light, that ball of electricity moving through our arms, up past our elbows, through our forearms, past our wrists, into our palms, and right into the back of our head, supporting that space. You might notice the pressure on the back of your head from your hands. You might notice tension in your shoulders, and that's okay. You can breathe into your shoulders too, because this isn't a natural position for most of us. And that's fine. Whatever you're feeling is fine. You can't do this wrong. That's the beauty of Reiki. You're just breathing into yourself. You're breathing your power back into yourself. So let's breathe in again. And release. And breathe in again. And release. And again, for those of you whose arms are tired, feel free to drop down here and continue breathing. You just want to think about soft breath. You can't breathe the wrong way during Reiki. It's just soft breath. And let's drop our hands down. Give those muscles a rest for a second. And we'll do a short square breathing. So in for 4. And hold. And release. And once more. In for 4. And hold. And release. Our next position, we're still focusing on upper body right now. We're gonna move down, but for now we're still giving our upper body some love. We're gonna cup ourselves. We're gonna cup our chin. This is a space that doesn't get a lot of attention, usually unless we have pain in this area or we've been to the dentist. We tend to not think much about this area, but this is the seat of our communication other than our throat. This is very important. We tend to hold a lot of tension right here in our jaw. And so we want to give our jawline some love here. And again, we're going to breathe in and envision that white light moving through our palms, right into our chin. So we're going to breathe in. And feel that energy moving into our palms and into our chin. This is going to let us soften our jaw, soften our tongue, soften even our throat, very gently. Just slow breaths, envisioning that white light moving from our lungs, through our arms, right back into our body, right at our chin level. This helps us in some ways reset our nervous system because we're slowing our breath down when focusing on a very specific focal point in our body. This is our focus of communication. A few more deep breaths. Notice the heat from your hands on your chin. Notice the support. We don't often get a lot of support right here, physically or figuratively, so we have a lot of support for ourselves right here. We can support and hold ourselves with great acuity, with great power. And a few more breaths. Wonderful. Okay. As we move down, we're going to do another set of square breathing. So let's take a moment. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And release. Our next position is going to focus as well on one of our power points, which is our throat. So we're going to gently hold one hand over our heart and one hand over our throat. If you are uncomfortable having anything near your throat, that's fine. You can just place both hands over your heart. It's a perfectly acceptable option. Don't ever force yourself to do something that's uncomfortable for whatever reason. And maybe you don't even have the strength to hold your hand up here. It's not an issue. Just, modify as best you can. And we feel the breath coming in through our arms, and we have breath and power coming into our heart, and breath and power coming into our throat. Two things that we very, very closely associate, even if we don't always recognize it, especially if we try to speak our heart. So deep breaths in. Feel that heat. Feel that heat over your heart and that heat near your throat. This is us cradling ourselves, giving ourselves back all that self-love. Another breath in. You're breathing at your own pace. You're just staying slow and steady with your breathing, but breathe at your own pace. Again, if you have distracting thoughts, you can look at them and then let them float by. And remember, you can do these Reiki holds anywhere at any time. Let's bring our hands down, give them a break for a second, and take a quick square breath slowly. So in for 4, hold for 4, and out for 4. Our next position is going to focus on our kind of high area in our 3rd chakra, our upper solar plexus. And I'm going to demonstrate for you. We're going to put our hands right here. So you can see right under the breast area, right against our upper rib cage here, sort of mid-upper rib cage. And we're going to do the same slow breathing. I'm going to put a quick graphic up for you so that you can hear me speak. So we're right on the ribs and the rib cage, and we're breathing slowly. We're feeling that breath coming through our arms, going down past our elbows, past our forearms, past our wrists, through our palms, and right into this power center, right into this upper power center. We're just a little above the solar plexus here. But we are very close to the seat of our power, our dantian. Feel the heat on your ribs. Feel the press against your stomach. As you cycle that breath right back into this area, that white light coming through your arms, past your elbows, through your forearms and wrists, through your palms, right back into your body. This strong and powerful white light. That's your healing potential that you're cycling right back into yourself. Slow, easy breathing. We're going to bring our hands down for a square breath again. In for 4. Hold for 4. And release for 4. Now we're going to move our hands down to mid-abdomen. And I will share that as well. We are now at mid-abdomen. This is really our solar plexus. This is our seat, really. This is what lets us stand upright and walk. This is the seat of our power. Just feel the heat coming from your hands and that energy coming from your breath, circling down and cycling right back into your seat of power. This is what lets us be and do in the world. This is also an excellent hold if you have a stomach ache, on a much more pragmatic side. It's wonderful to put energy into your stomach right at this area if you do have any kind of stomach discomfort or an ache. The heat will help and the energy will help. So we're breathing slowly into this area. And again, at your own pace, breathing slowly. And what we're going to do is slide right into the pelvis area. So just move your hands down just a little further. We're really just above the pelvis. It's not necessarily pelvis proper. We're just above the pelvis, right around your second chakra, if you know where that is, right above the pubis, a little bit higher. This whole area is an excellent place on which to focus your breath, on which to focus Reiki if you are feeling shaky or unstable or anxious. This is an excellent place to focus the breath. And we're breathing in slowly. And we're seeing that white ball of light again come through our arms, down past our elbows, past our forearms and wrists, coming right back into this pelvic area. Giving ourselves back permission to be stable and secure and healed. And we're breathing into this area. Going at your own pace. And so you can let your hands come to rest. And I want you to take just a few deep breaths at your own pace and just let your body settle in to what you've just provided it. Let the heat settle in and let the energy settle in just for a moment or two.
From this space of receiving, of honoring your own inherent worth and value, having that awareness that each one of us, because we exist, because we have this life force energy, because we're a part of creation, has inherent worth and value. Being able to, in these unprecedented times that we're in, connect to that life force energy that is uniquely you. And finding ways to be in that space of love and compassion for yourself, and allowing that generosity of spirit, that fierce kindness to flow from you out into the world. So I'm going to invite us into a meditation of metta for these times. If you like any of the hand positions that you just explored, if any of them you feel guided to explore them during this meditation, you're welcome to do that. But from the space where you've just offered yourself this practice of self-care and self-love, from this space of holding your own heart, of witnessing your own life force energy, invite yourself to bring into your mind's eye perhaps an image of you looking at yourself as though you were looking in the mirror. If this feels challenging, you can perhaps invite yourself to view yourself as a small child with any mental image that shows up. And view yourself, look at yourself through the eyes of compassion, with tenderness, and offer yourself this blessing. May I be well in my mind and in my body. May I live free and safe from harm. May I have peace. As you continue to breathe in and out with the soft, full breath, notice what that feels like to send this blessing to yourself. Where does it land in your body? Just noticing. Then you can invite that mental image to fade, and you can bring into your mind's eye the beings that you love most in this world. Many of us are separated from the beings that we love, that we're used to seeing. Unfortunately, in our meditation practice, we don't have to practice social distancing, so you can, in this space, hold them close to your heart, embrace them. Hold them and look at them through the eyes of compassion and kindness and tenderness, and offer your beloved beings this blessing. May you be well in your mind and in your body. May you live free and safe from harm. May you have peace. Noticing what that feels like and where it lands in your body. And then widening our circumference of belonging, inviting into this space, into your heart space, into your mind's eye, faces known and unknown of those who are currently ill and suffering, whether that be from the coronavirus or whether that be from an illness that is now compounded by the circumstances surrounding the coronavirus. Inviting into this space those that are at risk with fragile immune systems and other complications. This may be you. This is certainly someone you know and love. So offering this blessing, may you be well in your mind and in your body. May you live free and safe from harm. May you have peace. Noticing what that feels like and where it lands in your body. And then bringing into your mind's awareness those who are in the front lines, are healthcare workers. Those who have had a call in their vocation to show up and serve those who are the most vulnerable among us, the ill, the suffering, the dying. Those who have seen the way their work shows up in the world completely altered and changed in this time that we're in, who have their own well-being and that of their loved ones at risk by showing up to do their job every day. This may be you. This is certainly someone you know and love. So bringing these beings, known and unknown, into your heart space and offering this blessing. May you be well in your mind and in your body. May you live free and safe from harm. May you have peace. Noticing what that feels like and where it lands in your body. And then widening our circumference of caring and loving even further, bringing into our mind's awareness those frontline workers, those that are driving trucks and stocking warehouses, working in grocery stores, the extremely valuable service that people that do housekeeping and maintenance, the grocery store clerks, the bankers, these are the working class people that are the heart and soul and engine of the planet right now. This might be you. This is certainly someone you know and love. Bringing these beings, known and unknown, into your heart center and offering this blessing. May you be well in your mind and in your body. May you live free and safe from harm. May you have peace. Recognizing what that feels like, where it lands in your body. And expanding our circumference of belonging to bring into this heart space those who that already face vulnerability prior to the coronavirus, that live at the margins of society, undocumented workers, people that are already in poverty, those who are incarcerated. So bringing the most vulnerable among us into our heart space. This may be you or someone you love. May you be well in your mind and in your body. May you live free and safe from harm. May you have peace. Noticing what that feels like and where it lands in your body. And then widening our circumference of caring, recognizing that while we are united in our common suffering on this planet, we also have the ability to see our common humanity. We recognize that everyone on this planet has been impacted by the pandemic. And we can see that we truly are, despite all of the things that divide us, one human family. We can recognize that all beings have these same desires. So all of us, even me with all of my faults and foibles, each one of us has the ability to love beyond boundary, to love beyond measure. So we truly can bring all beings into this expansive space in the heart and offer this blessing to our entire human family and all beings on this planet. May all beings be well in their mind and in their body. May all beings live free and safe from harm. May all beings have peace. Noticing what that feels like, where it lands in your body. You can slowly invite any mental imagery that is present to fade. Begin to notice if there's any parts of your body that want to move. If you like, you can gently rub your hands together. And it's such a blessing to share practice in these times. It's such a blessing to be connected in ways that make sense and that are healthy for us. I'm grateful to be able to do this, to have the privilege to have access to technology and to be able to have tools to share. And it is our hope that if you're present and if you're watching this via recording, that you're able to share these tools with anyone that you think could benefit. They're meant to be shared. Sylvia, do you want to come back on and say a word or two before we sign off?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, I didn't want to do this too much during our Reiki session, but please don't have any fear that you can do these things wrong. There's no way to reroute energy into your body that's wrong, and there's no way to love yourself and put energy into places that need attention that's wrong. It's always already fine. Just do your best with it. Just breathe, use intention, and you will I think do yourself a huge benefit. Be gentle with yourself, be kind, and you'll be fine.
So thank you if you're here on the call, and if you are watching this at a recorded time. We're going to be offering these throughout. We have 2 more, so you need to sign up for each one individually, and we'll be sending out information on how you can remain connected with us. And thanks again to Mike Deaton, who is our just all around amazing human being on the planet, and grateful to have your presence here also.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, can you turn off the recording, Mike?